The Business Oddcast.
Right.
Let's get
Yeah.
on with this. Let's get on with this. Quick hello and what's coming up. I'll explain what's coming up, but give yourself an introduction.
Okay, so I'm Hannah, a magical neurospicy lady, working in the world of business strategy for myself because I can't tell myself off.
And I'm Stuart Morrison. And yeah, there's probably not anything I haven't tried at least once and failed at in business. But 30 odd years, you pick up a few hints and tips. But I've always said I was unemployable. And now I know why. So, as you can probably tell from the name of the podcast, the Business Oddcast, this is a podcast about business and the wonderful world of neurodiversity and DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And we're all about finding out ways that we can enjoy both self-employment and our spicy brains. So we're going to have a little rundown of the running order, which may change. We might do new things in new episodes, but for this one, we're going to give you a little thought of the week. I don't know. A main topic. We're going to get into a deep dive. I've got a couple of things I want to discuss, and I know you have as well. And we'll change that up each week, including personal stories and ways that we've found of coping may help you. We've got a recommendation, the autistic person of the week. So we're going to be highlighting someone. So if somebody's listening and they've got a suggestion, give them a shout out, give us a link, tell us why you think they're brilliant, and we'll give them a shout out. Also, I know that executive function or executive dysfunction, as sometimes it is, can cause all sorts of problems, especially the motivation and the mindset stuff. It just sometimes it's like, you know, gritting the gears and you just can't find it. And then some maybe resources to help with that, and then a wrap up on what's next. All told, you'll be out of here in about 25-30 minutes, and hopefully you've had a fun time and realize you're not alone, because it's really lonely out here when you think you're the only person. So, thought of the week. Uh, what is your thought of the week, Hannah?
Oh gosh.
What has been preoccupying your brain this week?
What's been preoccupying my brain? Okay, so this week I've been hyper focusing on my website and I've become completely stuck in this need for it to be completely perfect, even though I know every ounce of my sensible being, and there's not a lot of that, knows that I just got to get it out there. And I'm hyper focusing and going over and over and over. And I know in my business brain, if I was talking to a client, I'd say, it is more than good enough. Just press the button, go live, crack on with your life. But yeah, it's not happening. I'm just sitting in front of the about page, just like going over and over. Is that the right word? Oh, Hannah, just let it go. It's not your child. Just let it go. Just set it free into the world and move on. So yeah, consuming me. It was meant to be live last week, I think. So
So your thoughts
perfectionism.
and perfectionism are holding you back. Well,
Yeah.
sometimes you need to go through that though. You need to have
Yeah.
that moment where you're like, I am completely over obsessing about this and I just
Yeah.
need to get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. I need to keep coming. I need to keep going away and then coming back with like new eyes. And that is quite a process. But you're right. I know myself well enough to know that if I don't do this, then I won't have done it, completed it, put it in a box. It's all finished, you know? I have to do this process.
Yeah.
But it looks to everybody else, to the lesser beings out there, with the less
Oh, we're going there,
perfect.
are we?
Harsh.
Oh, I don't want to other people. This is an open forum for anyone, but yeah, sometimes the others can be what I like to think of as Gen Pop can be a can really, yeah.
Maybe it's the less obsessive people. I don't know, is it an obsessive thing? You're absolutely right, you nailed it. It's part of my process, and I've finely tuned it over the years. So that actually this is the more perfect version of this procrastinating process. But it definitely For things that are my own, if it's a client piece of work, I can go through it much quicker. If it's mine, it's like I've got these expectations that are so high. Like over the years, I've had to prove myself so many times that it feels like I can't quite let it go until it's kind of ticked all the boxes. But actually, those sort of expectations are, yeah, potentially a bit too high. Maybe I've still got some work to do, Stu.
Well, we're all work in progress, so don't beat yourself up about it. I mean, it's like the logo for this the Oddcast.
Mm.
I have been thinking about it for about 3 or 4 weeks since we sort of had the initial idea and
Yeah.
started kicking things around. And I kind of knew what I wanted, but I didn't, and I didn't want to put things in concrete too early on before I
Mm.
had. And all I did was just kicked some ideas around in my head, made some sketches, and just ignored it. And then this morning, I literally woke up and it was there, fully formed, just like that. Go and draw that.
Gift in your brain.
Yeah, it's just like it's what my brain does. But fine, that's how it works. You've just got to sit along for the ride sometimes, and sometimes it's. I sometimes feel like in the olden days when you were on a horse,
Mm.
you could have all of the ideas in your mind that you're going from A to B. If the horse
Yeah.
wants to go via C, you're not stopping it. Yeah, the horse is, no, no, no. That's my brain. My brain is just this wild horse that I am
An errant
attached to.
horse.
And sometimes I can get it to go in the general direction, but other times it's like, oh, oh, why are we over these ditches and through these bushes?
Do you ever, though? So you were saying about the idea just kind of coming to you fully formed in your brain. I love that. Like sometimes I do quite a bit of copywriting and blog writing for clients. Sometimes I'm just kind of sitting there thinking, trying to work through a piece, a blog, and I'm just like, nope, nothing there. And then I'll have a cup of tea, give myself a break, and then suddenly it appears in my brain, and I frantically write it all out. It's just amazing. It's completely amazing the way it drops in. And I'm used to that now, so I'm kind of waiting for that process rather than expecting it to be any different or any easier.
Okay, so we're gonna sort of slide sideways into the main topic of the week because this kind of
Yeah.
touches on it. Um,
Mm.
so this week's topic is neurodiversity and self-employment. My conjecture over the years, I've done a lot of business networking. I've met lots of business people, and I'm not saying this is like, take it to the bank. But I would suggest that there is a larger percentage of self-employed people who are neurodiverse than in the workplace because it allows for you to manage your own foibles, your own
Mm.
process. And my process is, and to a certain extent, I'm a bit of a closed book because I don't explain to people about all of this. I've only really come to realize all of my own challenges and have them put in sort of concrete form over the last 12 to 16 months, 18 months. Um, and going on a deep dive, the classic hyper focused deep dive of like, I
Mm.
need to learn everything about this, like everything, like every waking hour. And there's nothing you can do about it. Your brain, you can say to your brain, this isn't what I should be doing. I have work that I need to be doing. 12 hours deep dive into autism and neurodiversity. Yeah. So my conjecture is that there is a lot of people, diagnosed and undiagnosed, a huge
Mm.
number, who are self-employed because for them that works with their brain, their neurotype, and
Absolutely.
that allows them to have those moments where Mondays, yeah, Mondays I get up, I have all the intentions of all the good work, but some it can derail really early in the week.
Mm.
You get distracted or an opportunity arises and all of the other stuff sort of has to be put on the back burner as your brain's like, oh, shiny new thing, let me play. Um, which is why I find a routine really useful because
Mm.
it's very comforting to be able to do the same thing all the time over and over, or at least I find. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
What about
absolutely.
yourself? What insights do you have? Do you think that chimes? Do you think that's different? How have you got any insights on that?
On being self-employed.
Well, the
So,
self-employed neurotype kind of, do they go hand in hand? Here's, I think this is the nub of the question. Do
yeah,
people who leap into their own business, and we know a lot of the same people, there are some
yeah.
people that I know that we know that I want to take to one side and go, you might want to do the RAADS-r. But I feel it's a little bit like sexual orientation. You know,
Yeah,
if you're out, you're out. Everyone knows that's great. But you can't out someone if you're out. That's not how it works. You know, that's the code. You don't out someone. You
yeah.
maybe take them to one side and have a private conversation offline and, you know, maybe. But there are so many people I meet out networking and you're like, oh, yeah. I mean, it's like when we met, I knew instantly, you are my tribe. And, you know, it's giving it away, isn't it? It's no surprise, really. Took me 57 years to find out, but you know,
Took me seconds to
yeah.
work out the other people. For myself, though, I think I love what you say about not outing people. Unfortunately, sometimes when I've got my lack of filter going on, which is like 98% of the time, people are like, "Do you think?" And they get to "Do you think?" And I'm like, "Absolutely yes, 100%. You've got all the spicy." And so far, well, I don't know, maybe they leave and say, "Oh, Hannah's an idiot." But so far, it's almost like they knew it anyway, and they just are quite relieved that I've kind of I've pushed them into the out of the closet. Whereas, yeah, I don't know if it's helpful or not. I suppose the good thing is I'm good at getting a gauge of who somebody is and whether they're going to be offended by that or not. So I'm guessing I only pick the people that won't be offended when I out them to themselves because they know it in their heart anyway. I'm guessing they've always thought that, and then they just needed somebody else kind of with the same mindset, the same brain, just to kind of confirm it for them. Maybe
What I
I
find,
hope I'm doing a service anyway. I'm probably just annoying people all over Hampshire. I'm probably
yeah,
on a poster
you,
somewhere.
have you seen this woman
This
avoid her?
woman
Yeah. No,
diagnosing people everywhere.
but when you know, you know. It's like, you know, they say gaydar.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have that, but I certainly know odd when I see it.
I think it's just so I find a great kind of what's the word? I love being around people, my tribe, our tribe that I can relate to. I feel less I feel enough, right? I feel enough. I've had a lifetime of not feeling enough or being told you're too much. Why are you so emotional? Why are you so this? Why are you still talking? Sorry, I'm trying to rein it in. This is like the reined in version. This is my average emotional.
Yeah, I'm not at
Um,
11. I'm barely scraping the one. You don't
this
want
is
to
my
see
turned
11.
down version.
11's no fun for anyone. Yeah.
So I suppose when you're talking to somebody and you're kind of, you're outing them or not, I'm hoping that they think, oh, phew, I've met somebody that gets me, because actually that's a real comfort, or it's certainly a real comfort for me, meeting people that just kind of nod, oh yeah, I do that, I do that. It just makes you feel, I hate the word normal, but it just makes you feel accepted and enough, and that actually you're okay in this world. Because we are, right? So
Oh yeah. Yeah. Fuck anyone who thinks that I'm don't. The backstory is just of me being odd and not accepting that anybody else was right. I'm just like, I'm odd. You know, this is me. I didn't, but you see, a lot of this goes on
Hmm,
internally. A lot of people don't see the process in your head of trying
yeah.
to fit in, or trying at the very least to rein back a lot of the more maybe outrageous aspects of the brain. And that masking, anybody who knows what that is, you'll understand the energy use. It just can take its toll, and especially if it's repeated day after day after day, and you're in a work environment, especially a professional work environment, where certain standard of behaviour
Yeah.
and accepted etiquette and all the rest of it, and one slip
Yeah.
up, and suddenly you're persona non grata. And I I came from the world of employment into self-employment, and I did a complete left turn, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's really kind of strange. You're going to be self-employed." And it was like in my head, I was always like, "Yeah, this is only temporary. At some point, there will be a, a version of me which is free to do whatever I wanted to do." And it all goes on
Totally
in your
accept that.
head, doesn't it? And you think, and this is the classic, isn't it? You think, I'm getting away with it. I'm passing. Oh, I'm doing the eye contact. Oh, I did some really good eye contact. That's very good of me. I leant in and I listened. I didn't hear what they said. I was
Really?
obsessing about whatever's in my head. But it's a little bit like karaoke sometimes. You nod and along to the beat, oh, right. Just letting out all my secrets. This is a
I
safe
always,
space. Safe space.
it is a safe space. Like you were saying, when you're kind of nodding along. And so in fact, I'm going to stop it. You've heard it here first. I'm going to stop doing this. I often, because I can go off on a tangent or I can ramble, I feel the need to tell the person if they're, neurotypical, oh, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, or sorry, I'm rambling. But actually, that's just like putting a giant spotlight on myself, isn't it? Maybe if I didn't announce that, they'd just think, oh, she's a bit random, but she's cool. But I'm actually kind of highlighting it, like putting it on a stage. Look at this weird stuff I'm doing. It's just ridiculous. Why am I doing that? Trying to excuse myself, but actually probably making it so much worse.
I
It's
go into
weird, isn't it?
presenter mode. I interview people. That's how I cope. It's just like
Yeah.
a lot of the times I'm, oh, that's interesting. How does that make you feel?
Become a therapist.
Yeah. Oh, I had one of those once. It didn't work for me. How did you make it work for yourself? Whatever. Whatever's needed to get through it, right? Because this is the other thing. And I see this a lot, and it really
Mm.
this if anything's going to annoy me, it's this particular thing. Uh the need to meet the other person's standard of what they feel like is neurodiverse
Yeah.
or autistic. And this is
Yeah.
Gen Pop has no concept of this stuff. It's becoming more widely known.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
talk to most people, and if you mention something like autism or ADHD, they'll have a very rigid stereotype in their head, and it's not
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
at all. I've had my preconceptions shattered over the last year of going on a deep dive on this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and I think the thing that isn't widely known is it's not like a standard every day. Like the
Yeah.
thing is that the autists like the same repeating. They have their routines, and we do.
Yeah.
That's right. If I don't
Yeah.
eat at 12 o'clock, mm, no,
Can't
well,
it?
it's it's one. I like the regularity of knowing I'm going to eat. That's
Mm.
calming. That for me, I know that it doesn't matter how hungry I am. At 12 o'clock, that will be satiated, so I can live with it.
Yeah.
It's when I'm hungry and I don't know when I'm going to eat next. Oh, that is almost the longer you leave it, the higher the chance of having a meltdown.
Yeah. I hear
Just
you. Yeah.
and my wife knows this, and I am blessed with somebody who gets it, and ensures that there's at least I've thought about well, you're going to a meeting, how it's at 12 o'clock, are you going to eat before or are you going to eat after, how's that going to affect you? And
Yeah.
she gets it, and I find that it on a day-to-day basis, the consistency of it
Mm.
changes, although the routine needs to be the same. So you might wake up and be, just have one of those days where my mum used to say to me, I've got my head on today.
Mm.
And now knowing what I know about myself, I look at my mum and dad's behavior and I was like, oh, right. Mm.
The creators.
Cherries do not fall far from the tree, do they? We've all seen the family and gone, oh, look, not just genetically, they all look alike, but oh, look at that. They're all the same. You know, similar in our family.
Quirky. Look at all the quirky.
All three of us living in a house, all doing our own thing.
Totally ignoring just ships in the night passing each other.
It's the parallel play thing, isn't it? It's like you're playing with someone, but you're not playing together. That was how I always was. It was like, if you were playing with me, you had to play to my rules. And the amount of times I rage quit from my cousins who live just down the road, rage quit, walked home. Why are you home? Oh, they're not playing right. Playing right? Is there a right? Is there a standard? Yes, there is. I once played badminton on myself, took my cousin's the badminton bat out of her hand and tried to play badminton both sides of the net because she wasn't good enough. Oh, you're not doing it right.
I can relate to this so much. When I was about 5, my best friend was a mouse that I excuse me, sorry. My best friend was a mouse that I found in the wall of our garden. And I loved it, her, he, I don't know.
Then
I loved it because it didn't answer back. It just did whatever I it did bite me one day and that destroyed me because I felt quite disrespected by my best friend. But I liked the fact it didn't argue or point out any of my failings. It just probably hated me. I probably took it away from its family and yeah. So eventually it went back. It was only a day of my best friend, but yeah.
but the point I'm rambling towards, like I say, sometimes the horse takes you off over. No, not over here. This way, not
Tangent road.
the point I'm making is when you wake up in the morning, sometimes your day derails just because you might have all of the dates in the diary. You've got, I've learned I can't do more than one meeting a day. If I do back-to-back meetings, the second meeting, forget about it. My brain is just fried.
Yeah.
I'm better in the mornings. Oddly, I can focus better in the mornings.
Me too,
Afternoons,
yeah.
I've got to do physical stuff. I've got to be out the chair, and this is just, and it's difficult to explain to somebody who maybe just doesn't get that. No, my brain's closed for the day. It's the stuff. It's handled as much processing in that field as it needs or wants or
Yeah.
and if I had control over it, and I've tried this, and this has broken me on more than one occasion. That kind of like grind culture, that hustle culture.
Yeah.
It's endemic in the self-employed arena, the business arena. I really think that the work should be serving your life, not your life given over to the work. And that's why I think quite a lot of people who are self-employed are of a spectrum quality. Because you think about it, you've done a lot of networking. You think about all of those small business owners. They have got control over their time to a greater or lesser extent than most people who have a job, who have to be there between core hours, even if it's working for home, you usually have to be in place. But they have complete autonomy over their diary and what they do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's for me that's huge. I mean, I block all of my time on my calendar. It's a religion, it's a really strict timetable for me, and I need that routine, like you just touched on with the routine as well. But also, I have days like if I've got a medical appointment, like the dentist or the doctor, then that day has to turn into stuff other than work day. And then I put everything in there. So if there's a vet appointment, so that day becomes an entire not at work day. Otherwise, my brain really struggles to be like, Hannah going to the dentist. Oh, now Hannah at a work meeting. I can, but it's harder for me to jump backwards and forwards from those different areas of my life. But as a self-employed person, I can do that, right? Okay, Monday is not a work day. I mean, it sometimes is, but if I decide that, it works for me. Then I'm in not at work zone, and I function much better. I don't have to jump between the two. So
Many years ago, I realized I was useless on a Friday. Useless. I was already not and I hate this kind of Friday feeling. Oh,
Mm.
get rid of that. I enjoy what I do. It's actually a real stress for me sometimes to have a weekend where I'm not doing all of my
Mm.
special interests, which so happen to coincide with
Yeah,
it
yeah.
being within my business. And having to
Mm.
go and do, and this sounds really callous and it's not meant to be, but family time. We're about to,
Yes. Enforced fun, as I like to call it.
it's like, okay, yeah, I will enjoy myself.
I think the lights change.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Fabulous.
Right. So we have discussed self-employment and the theory that I came up with that there's a lot of us out there who are self-employed. What's
Certainly
your
is.
own journey? How did you become self-employed?
So, I mean, hindsight's fabulous, right? I actually became self-employed through just it just happened. It wasn't it wasn't actually something that I thought, oh, my life would be nicer if I was self-employed and I didn't have to put up with all this shit and argue with my boss all the time. It didn't work out like that. I think it was when my kids were little and I started doing some work in a pub and I became a cleaner and it I was doing little bits and pieces here and there amongst bringing the kids up, just picking jobs that I could. Well, with the cleaning job, I loved it because I didn't have to talk to anybody. I literally had my noise cancelling headphones on, just working. So it was actually by it was luck really, I guess. I didn't actively think it. I just thought, what could I do where I don't have to talk to people and I'm my own boss. Um, Once I became self-employed because of that, then I moved into the more corporate world and the sort of B2B stuff. But actually, none of it. It was like I found the benefits as I went along. There was lots of kind of like light bulb, oh, this is much nicer now I'm my own boss. So it wasn't that I sat down one day and said, this will change my life and then did it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It was kind of just an accident really that I fell into, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it's, the neurospicy higher power of whatever was kind of, channeling me into something less torturous. But for me, I was thinking about this a minute ago. I could function when employed, I could, but it was so mentally, emotionally exhausting that actually self-employment doesn't, it wasn't that I wasn't hitting my targets. I was always in sales roles. I was one of the best on the team because I hyper focused and I worked much longer hours than everybody else was. And I lived and dreamed, not dreamed, it was terrible, but I lived it. Weekends I was thinking the strategies for the next week. But actually, self-employment doesn't mean well, self-employment is nurturing my work-life balance. It's also allowing me to not have to pretend to be somebody else all the time because I'm able to manage my days dependent on how I'm feeling. So I'm kind of when the brain's on fire, I'm harnessing that and getting loads of good work done. And when the brain's gone to, when the brain's nope, then I'm giving myself a day to sort of recoup and refresh and everything. So that was a little tangent.
No,
A
no, no.
giant,
That was
I'm on your horse now.
no. That's it. I mean, the info dumping and the monologuing. Just don't be near me when I've got an
Part of the
idea in my
joy, yeah.
head. That's
Um,
really interesting what you're saying, and I think
mm,
there's a lot of people. Then I think this will chime. A lot of people during COVID were relieved that they didn't have to go into
yeah,
work. They suddenly were released from the performative aspect of being a human
yeah.
being in the employment sphere of
Mm,
getting dressed, all the sensory issues around that. Oh, don't
mm,
don't even get me started. The masking, the social etiquette, the always
mm,
being out of step, then a layer on top of the professional, you've got to be professional, that professional standard of, and then suddenly to have that stripped away and it's literally a head on a screen.
yeah,
And you suddenly go, I don't, I suddenly feel more me somehow, even though I'm kind of doing the same thing, but I'm at home. So
yeah,
I think a lot of people come to this through two routes. One, something happens in their life, which means that they either lose a job or the job goes away or whatever, and then they have to find something to fill it with, and they suddenly realize, actually, all of that, I just don't have the spoon
Yeah.
to use the often used uh, analogy of spoons and energy.
Yes.
Um,
It's a great one. Yeah.
and the second one is burnout. They
Yeah.
they they reach burnout at some point. Something that it's like Buckaroo.
Yeah.
You can put loads of stuff on the donkey. You can hook the shovel and the pick and the rope and all of the rest of it. At some point, you're going to go, "Duh," and your brain's going to go, no, chuck it
It's
all
a
off.
plastic everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And I think at that point, those 2 points, the traditionally have been, but I think the lockdown and the
Yeah.
work from home and all of that, that also has kick-started a lot of people going, actually, what was I doing? 2 hour car journey, 8 hours of work, 2 hours home,
Yeah.
grabbed time here and there with the family. Weekends is all about the recovery. Oh, the Sundays I've spent lying on the sofa,
Yeah.
just trying to, okay, I've got to get into work on Monday and I've got this to do and that to do. And it's not relaxing lying on the sofa. It's just draining because your brain is then going,
Charging. Yeah.
got to do all these things.
Yeah, absolutely. That I remember thinking, so I don't know if you felt this, I'm sure you probably did. When I was a kid and you'd get to Sunday, I mean, maybe most kids feel this, but you'd get to Sunday night, but it wouldn't just be Sunday night, you'd get to Sunday afternoon and the dread would start because you knew you had to go to school the next day. And I started to feel that in employed work. There was periods of my life where I loved my job and I was much younger and I was coping with the kind of hype, juggling 100 balls in the air. But it did get to the point where I started to get that kind of horrible childhood, oh gosh, I've got to go, oh, bloody hell, I've got to go to work tomorrow morning. And at that point, I didn't go self-employed at that point, and I wish I had, but circumstance wasn't allowing. But I remember just thinking, oh, this can't be life. I'm like back to my school days where I'm Sunday afternoon, I'm like, sniveling my way into the evening, dreading the next day and working out what clothes I'm going to wear and whether my shoes are shiny. Just that horrible kind of pressure that just made life feel really quite overwhelming. Yeah,
I was
rough.
I was hideously bullied at school.
Yeah.
Oh,
Same.
there's a common thread, isn't there? Everybody else knows, but you. They're all going to point to the odd one and make
They
fun of
can
them.
sniff us out.
He takes everything literally. No, no, literally. No. Go and tell him to stand outside the headmaster's room because the headmaster wants to speak to him. Oh, okay. So what are you standing for? Apparently wanted to see me. Sent it via, a gaggle of girls. Ah. Yeah.
Comedy
But
value if it's not you or me.
quite a lot of the times it was physical bullying as well.
Yeah,
And it wears at you, it drags you down. And
absolutely.
the psychological side of it is almost even worse because it makes you doubt
Yeah.
yourself. And
Yeah, not good
that
enough.
gnaws, that just, you always feel less than.
Yeah.
Somehow you did everything right. You
Mm.
replay it in your head over and over, and the highlights reel of how you went from suddenly you're on the outside and everyone's laughing. The amount of times
Yeah.
I'm stood, I love this at networking. The amount of times I've stood, and suddenly I find myself I'm on the outside of a circle of people, and it's like, how did I end up?
Everyone's like elbowed out there.
Just I've made room. I've literally done this before. Step back to make some room for somebody next to me in the circle, and they have literally stood in front of me
Like that in front of
and
you.
just closed the circle back up. Like, did you not see me? I'm usually quite memorable.
It's harsh, isn't it? That kind of, and even, I guess you might well feel the same. Even today, and I have to really check myself, and it's very fleeting moments. It's not a regular thing anymore, thank goodness, but I'm quite long in the tooth now for this stuff. But even today in business, I'll second guess something that I know. I've got a little voice in my head saying that's not happening, Hannah. But the big part of my brain is like, it's because they hate you. It's because they hate you. They haven't emailed you back yet. They hate you. They're talking to other people about how awful you are. And you just think that's not happening, Hannah. We're not back at school. It's bizarre, but that those little kind of trauma, haunting us. I'm 50 now, haunting us like 35 years later from secondary school and stuff. Awful. And luckily I have, well, it would be nice if it didn't happen at all, if I never heard that voice, but that's not maybe not realistic. But at least today I have another voice that says, "Oh, sod off. Sod off, you nasty, intimidating trauma voice."
I, to many
Hmm.
many people are who experience this will know, you know, you're hiding it all the time. You're trying to blend in, says the man in the loud pink.
I'm blending. I'm like camouflage.
But you see, I decided to go the opposite way. I decided fuck them. I don't. Why do they think that I want to be like them? They all seem like they're horrible people that are picking on someone.
Vanilla, boring vanilla bullies.
It was always like you want me to be part of your crowd. I don't want to be part of your crowd. That's the whole point. I just want to get through my day
Yeah.
uninterrupted, got my own thoughts going on. I'm running around in a circle on the playground. Leave me to it.
I was the complete opposite. I needed everybody to like me. I wanted to be a part of I wanted to be invited to every party, even though I hate parties, I hate noise, I hate people. Well, no, I don't hate people. I hate a lot of big crowds. So I'd cry about the party I didn't get invited to, even though my mum would point out I don't like parties. She'd say, "But you can't cope with parties." And I know, but I just wanted to be invited so I could like not go. I mean, FOMO was a huge thing for me my entire life. It's like a, yeah, it's like a kind of signpost for everything for me. Fear of missing out.
So when I was
Ah,
at school, there was a girl. I won't say her name, but I remember it.
mm,
And she lived on these new houses, the new estate.
yeah.
And she had a party, and everybody I spoke to had been invited apart from me. So
Oh,
I just figured that the invite had just failed to turn up. He forgot to ask me. I turned up. I knew when it was. I bought a present and a card. I dressed up. I told my parents. They didn't know that I hadn't been invited. As far as they're concerned, I knocked on the door. I handed her my present and card. I got back in the car and I went home. She wouldn't
oh.
let me in.
No, I don't know what's worse there because, in a way, at the beginning, it was quite nice because kind of ignorance was bliss for you. But then actually, you took it, yeah, that's harsh. Like, at the beginning, I would have been torturing myself. What's wrong with me that I didn't get invited? But eventually, I'd work through that emotional process and just accept that I was a loser and everyone hated me, which wasn't probably the reality. But actually, yeah, you actually rocked up at the door and, oh, that's traumatic.
Not really. I say they missed out. I'm a sparkle horse. You want to ride a unicorn and have people point and look and go, "Oh, who's that amazing person on a unicorn?" And there's going to be so I'll show off on a unicorn. Look at it, bloody. Let's boo to you on a unicorn. Boo. I don't care. I'm not listening to you. I've got a soundtrack in my head. It's usually got, several voices of chorus telling me how awesome I am, and I've learned that over the years that
Yeah.
actually the people that are most likely to point the finger and try and denigrate you are the ones that have got the biggest problems. And I kind of feel a bit sorry for
Yeah,
them.
yeah, you're
They have
right.
to
You're
look at
right.
me and go, let's drag him down. Let's pull him down. He seems to be, it's crabs in a bucket. It's like pull him down. He seems to be enjoying himself too much. He's got way too much a high opinion of himself. Look at him. Bloody unicorn. Rainbow unicorn. Christ's sake. What next? An electric car?
I need to be more like you. That's why you're such a great advocate, though. Like, you lift me up a lot because I'm kind of like, oh, what if I'm rubbish? And you're like, be quiet. You're not rubbish. You're magnificent. Shut up.
Shut
And
up.
it's actually amazing because maybe, hopefully, that's what we're doing in this, right? We're reminding people.
I saw very
Mm,
early on, and I've seen this phenomena.
yeah.
if you tell someone that they are awesome and that they are brilliant, and doesn't matter what the outcome is now, it's a process. You know, the amount of times I've tried things, Hannah, and failed and just gone, picked myself up and carried on.
Yeah.
People are like, how do you do that? It's like, well, you know, one failure doesn't mean to say I have to dig a hole and jump in it and cover me over.
No,
We're
no,
all going to
absolutely.
fail. You look at a toddler. Toddler falls over, doesn't go, oh, well, walking's not for me. How many 35-year-olds do you see crawling along, like shuffling, bum shuffle?
Constantly falling over. Quite a
Terry,
few.
why do you bum shuffle? Well, I tried that walking thing once and I fell over. So,
No.
you know, bum shuffler I am. I was always a bum shuffler. A bum shuffler I'll be until I'm died. What about legs day at the gym? Don't. That's a microaggression. You see, that's my entire attitude. If somebody's got an attitude with me, that's their problem. What their opinion of me is of no interest whatsoever. Why would, you know, somebody
That
once
is
said
a
to me, I don't like your suit. I said, well, I don't like you, but I kept it to myself. Just, we've all got opinions. You know, as the old saying goes, they're like arseholes. Everyone's got one. Anyway, as we have ably shown and demonstrated, we can talk forever about this, and we
Oh
will.
God, you really could.
This is the
Yeah.
pilot. There is more to come. If you want to be a guest, line up. We're going to get a few, I'm sure. We're going to get a few spicy ones. We're going to get some people on. We want to know their experience in business and, you know, how it's helped, how it's benefited, how it stopped them, how they've worked their way around, maybe things that they do that we haven't got any clue about. And we're going to be going on a learning journey. And that's all it is, a learning journey. Right. That was a great chat. I love chatting with you. You always bring the juice. It's very always bring the juice.
I
Always
could
make me
talk to you
laugh.
for hours. Literally be able to do my new job.
Exactly.
Talking, what? You want me to talk?
We were doing this anyway, so we're just recording it. This could be a press pilot conversation. We haven't even got to the business part of it yet. So why not record it, put it out there, you know, have people look at it. I want to be an inspiration to people who can think to themselves, oh, you know, I can be self-employed and actually benefit to be odd, different, weird out there. You're not weird. You're a one of one limited edition. Get on with life.
Exactly. And we don't want people to think that self-employment is a last resort. Oh, I'm not good enough for employment. I've got to. It's actually a choice. You have a choice and it's the better choice for you. Or it might well be. It is for me. It is for Stuart. So that's the point, right? It isn't because you're so crap that you ended up employing yourself because nobody else would. It doesn't work like that. It's a choice to make your life and your work life better.
It's not a consolation prize. No, absolutely,
No, absolutely not.
The reason it works for me is I have to have time to do other things.
Yeah.
Just have to, otherwise I break. And I have done over the years to the point where medication, large burnout periods down and unable to think, let alone be productive. So I get it. And if anybody is struggling, there are resources out there. I can't recommend the Big Moose charity more highly. I've raised funds for them. They've helped me. They're great for emergency mental health support. They're at bigmoosecharity.co. Go and have a look at them. That's my resource for the week. Go, and if you're struggling and you need help and you just think to yourself, I'm not good enough or whatever, that's free at the point of delivery. You rock up 24 hours. There will be someone in touch with you. Before 7 days have passed, you'll have been speaking to a therapist. They really are. Seriously, they got me moving again, literally. After we won't go into it now, but after quite a traumatic period in my life, they got me back on my feet, and I can't ever thank them more highly. Right. Autistic person of the week. I'm nominating Chris Boden.
Ah, yes. Good choice.
I passed the video to you, and he's like that in all his videos. He's just so enthusiastic.
So magnificent. He was so. I was going to quote some outtakes for you, but they were all so good.
So good. He's so inspiring, And his backstory. Have you seen the backstory for he's been to prison.
Yes.
He went to prison for a crypto scam, and
Aspire to that part.
just, but he tells the story. He owns it. He really owns it. I'll put a link in the resources box, but
Yeah, do.
go to YouTube and Google the Chris Boden prison story. He explains it all. He tells it like it is. It's unvarnished, but it's hella funny. It's hilarious. And he is. And the best part about it, he is my kind of autist. He got his fingers in everything. He does a bit of engineering. Oh, it's just,
he's magnificent.
go and treat yourself to 34 minutes. It's 34 minutes. I know that's pretty long form for YouTube, but I'm telling you, you won't waste 34 minutes
laughing.
It's so funny. Yeah, exactly that. It's so funny. He's so high energy as well. I love him for it. So yeah, Chris Boden is my autistic person of the week. And Chris, if this in any way, shape or form manages to enter your sphere of consciousness, thank you very much for being you. Just well done, and keep going.
Ah, yes.
Keep being Chris Boden. Right. So I was going to do a motivation mindset nugget, but I think there are plenty that we've dropped in that chat.
Yeah, I reckon so.
The resources we found, just go and look at the Chris Boden story. The inspiration. He's out. He's claimed that, the tism for himself. So, we won't ever out anyone on this channel. That's not what this is.
Well, not purposefully. I'm like, sometimes my mouth is quicker than my brain.
This person.
We'll edit them out.
Next to someone and pointing. But when you know. If you're in the tribe,
yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Like little magnets. We're like little magnets, aren't we? We just kind of start sticking to each other.
That was that first business networking event. You were just there. We were just chatting within 2 minutes. Like, I'm on the spectrum. So am I. Really?
I love it, because you say it. Sometimes you say it and people just look disappointed at you and you're like, oh, you're not in my team. But then other people are like, oh, like shiny thing. Hooray. Like the little aliens in the machine in Toy Story.
We'll get into it once, but don't say we're all on the spectrum. Or if you want wrath, you say that to me. You'll get a firm education very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brutal, that phrase.
You've been there when I've held it in, but given it. There is you can't claim to be. That's a bit like, everyone's a little bit disabled. No. You have no idea what a person in a wheelchair goes through. Yeah. Are we all a little bit Jewish though? No.
So when I get told all the time, oh, you're so high functioning though. No, I'm not. I'm just really good at pretending. I've not got the special version of autism, which just means it's nothing at all, really. It's just a gift.
Autism light.
Superpower.
Autism light. Look at me go.
It's just a little extra zoom.
All the benefits and none of the drawback. Without the burnout. No, autism light without the burnout.
Oh, fabulous.
Right, that's it. That's it for this week. We'll speak to you next week. Or we won't speak to you. We'll speak to each other.
We'll speak at you.
Watch. You will watch. Take notes.
We'll talk at you next week.
We want bullet points. We want action points. This is what business is about. It should be fun. It should be laughing. How dare you be a human and enjoy life?
Stop enjoying yourself.
Stop it. The rest of the inmates will think that this is fun. It does feel like that a bit, doesn't it? You look around, the gem poppers, they're all like, don't enjoy yourself. He's looking like he's having way too much fun. Drag him down. Get him back in the bucket. Come on. Right. We've got some homework for you. We have got some homework for you. And your homework is this. Look in the mirror and repeat, I am awesome and I am enough. That's it. That's all you got to do. In the morning, usually. It's a good one to set the day.
Yeah.
If you're feeling a little low and a little burnt out and a little less than, you are awesome and you are worth it. There we go.
Absolutely. Right.
Be about your day, and we'll speak soon. Ta-ta.
Take care.